Oh boy. Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing? I'm so excited to be here with you. Thank you so much for joining me. Not the Insane Asylum. You see, I'm getting shows mixed up. That's the radio show, The Insane Asylum. That's weird. Welcome in to the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day of the work week. Ryan writes, God damn it, look at that hair. It's so fucking sexy. I know. I want to have sex with my hair. It's incredible. I can't help it. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's a very sweet thing to say. As you all know, there was a time in my life when I would be offended when a man would tell me how attractive I am. I was like a big homophobe for a period of time. That's a true story. Oh, a man said I had a nice butt. Oh, I'm so offended. What an asshole. I even went on the radio and talked about it. Can you believe that? Painted myself as a huge homophobe. God damn it, grow up, you stupid idiot. So glad you're here. And I want to get right to this story about the guy who zoomed into court because he was there for like a suspended license. You know, it's like, all right, you've been driving with a suspended license. It's time to go to court. And you show up to court and you figure out what's up and the judge gives you your punishment. Well, this ding dong, it's a zoom in. You hit the button and all of a sudden you're there virtually. And the proceedings start and the guy is actually driving while the court proceedings are going on, which obviously that is an absolute problem. Let's get into this. This thing has gone around the world 5 times. People are loving this clip. And this happened in Michigan, in Metro Detroit. The guy, hang on a second here. This screen is jacked. It's too far to my right. It's making me uncomfortable. Hang on. That's better. Maureen says this is totally something that my son would do. Oh, no. Jeremy adds, this dude should have called the police and asked for permission to drive while on Zoom. Certainly. Okay. Shut up. Here you go.
Or calls case, People versus Corey Harris.
Corey Harris, who I referred to in the Patreon as Black Kenny, because he looks exactly like Kenny, but black.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present in Zoom.
There he is. There's Mr.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Okay, so the judge right away, he's like looking around and everybody knows what's up. The judge is
You
just
stationary?
It's
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Okay, so I'm not so sure that at this point the judge has put 2 and 2 together. I think he was just kind of annoyed that he had to wait. I'm not entirely sure yet that the puzzle pieces have fit together.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Okay, now he's getting it. You can tell just by looking at him. Oh, what the fuck did I just do? What did I just do? Oh, boy. This is going to sting because now I've got to sit through an ad. Occasionally this happens when you're doing a live podcast. This is horrible. Okay, give me a second here. God damn it. I guess I just got to watch the ad play. Tyler says, if only there was a way for us to know if he was actually driving, which is a reference to yesterday on the Patreon. The whole thing plays beginning to end, and Autistic Aram chimes in with, how do they know he was driving? And as usual, he has to question where, he had looked away or something like that, or I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Well, anyway, I used to have this video here. That was great when I actually had the video to play, but now it seems like everything is rebelling against me. Maybe after we sit through this advertisement for Invesco QQQ, we can pick up the fun. This is horribly embarrassing. At least you have my hair to look at. Okay, I swear to God.
Chris. Wait.
All right, there's Black Kenny. He's parking.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Okay.
There's a moment in this, when the judge is explaining, what's about to happen to the guy, when Black Kenny realizes he's fucked.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving,
Right there.
and
His mouth opens. Black Kenny.
he didn't have a license.
As with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his
Yes.
record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, at this point, the judge is Black Kenny's raising his hand to speak. I guess he wants to say something. Judge is writing something. The lawyers are acting like they're busy. Black Kenny staring off blankly. A little bit of time passes. Very uncomfortable.
Hello?
Black Kenny says hello.
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
The attorney. Public defender is like, this is great. This is worth the low pay I get for doing this job.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Look at him. Oh my God! He is our Kenny.
Mr. Harris, I'll be giving you a call.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Cross case, people versus Maya Isom.
Look,
Silver on behalf of
well, get it. I would get to the doctor. You said you had a doctor's appointment. Get in there and I don't know, maybe complain to the doctor. Tyler says a quote from probably Black Kenny. Hey, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was on the way to the chiropractor because I hurt my back. Megan, whoopsie daisy. How do I turn myself in if I can't drive, Your Honor? Says White Kenny. My God. This is an all-timer, this one. This is the type of thing where, obviously he's turned himself in, or at least he should have. And I'm not sure when exactly this happened, probably in the last few days. Things going around. I mean, this has been sent to me probably 6 times, and I'm so thankful that everybody did that. And why I like that. That's very important to me that everybody sent it to me, because it all struck you as, oh my God, Eric has got to talk about this. And then you sent it to me. So to the, I don't know how many it was so many people that sent that to me. Thank you. This was worth 2 plays. I rarely do this. If I play something on the Patreon, more often than not, I won't play it on the free podcast. And if I do it on the free podcast, I won't do it on the Patreon. But this one was like, oh my God, this requires a thorough addressing on both platforms. This might be one of the most viral things that has happened in recent memory, because this is just ridiculous. You get it all in that 2.5 minute piece. And that's unedited. That's from beginning to end. That's the whole thing. This is so big that I think Black Kenny can, if he has the right people helping him, he can make a big fucking pitcher of lemonade out of these lemons. Because that's how the world works. He didn't do anything that paints him as an asshole. He's just a dimwit, and the world loves a sweet dimwit. All right? Just like Black Kenny's doppelganger, White Kenny. The world loves our Kenny. Okay? Sweet as pie. And just everybody is rooting for Black Kenny and White Kenny. I think if Black Kenny and White Kenny get together, they could become like tag team wrestling partners or something like that. My God. So I am all about this guy right here. This dude is has a certain nature about him that just makes him lovable and sweet, like our very own White Kenny. Ryan says, quote from Black Kenny, "Hey, Judge, sir, I like you as a man, but not the character of Judge." Wait a minute. So that's like a tie-in to like Eric Zane's Itunian. Chris suggests Ebony and Ivory karaoke, or karaoke as some might say, with Black Kenny and White Kenny. Chris said Freeburn Hot Wings played it this morning. Everybody is talking about it. Oh, yeah. If they didn't play that, if they didn't play this clip and have fun with it, that would mean that all hope is lost. Tyler says to White Kenny, "Kenny, we need you to do blackface so we can compare pictures side by side." Yeah, that would be good. Kyle Ryan says both Michelle and Rachel played it this morning on the radio. Kenny adds, "Dude, just imagine the shit all this guy's friends are giving him after this right now." Yeah, and I believe that. I believe that is true. And I'll bet you he has many friends. His demeanor struck me as that of a sweet guy. And that moment when the judge says, yeah, and he's driving, and then his mouth just drops. Ugh. Ryan says, "I wish Black Kenny could become an Eric Zane Show character live via the phone." Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to try to give him a call right now, see if I can make it happen. But I don't know. I mean, it's quite easy for me to get phone numbers. See if I can get him on. Hello, is this Black Kenny?
Yeah, it's Black Kenny.
Kenny, I was just
Ow!
I was just watching you on the news story, Black Kenny, about you.
Oh, that motherfucker. I hurt my back. Sorry. Yeah, I was driving my car.
Yeah, the judge, Kenny, can you maybe take me through what you were, what was going through your mind when the judge started to reveal, what he was thinking?
He had no idea what he was talking about because I could drive a car. I could drive a car down the road. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, but
yeah,
but
I can drive the car on the road. I mean, they say I don't have a license. I got a license. You know what I'm saying? I got a license.
well, you might have a physical license, but it's suspended. You're not. It doesn't.
Says who?
Well, the judge indicated that that's what you were there in the first place.
Yeah, that judge. I know that judge. I've been to his house. I've been with his dogs and stuff. He's a nice man, but when he's on the courtroom in the judge, he's a piece of shit.
Black Kenny, can we talk a little bit about your doppelganger, White Kenny? Are you aware that you have a doppelganger named White Kenny?
I did not. I ain't no white man. I'm a black man.
Yeah, I know, but there's a dude in Nashville, Tennessee who looks exactly like you, but he's white.
Oh, I can't even imagine what kind of an abomination that would be.
Now that's a horrible thing to say. He's one of the sweetest people on the planet, and I thought you were too. But
well, I bet you he is a very nice man. Oh, my back. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, he's got this.
I gotta get to the chiropractor.
All right. Well, Kenny, thanks a lot. Kenny,
Ow.
thank you, buddy. I appreciate your time.
Oh yeah, you ever been to a chiropractor? They fix you right up.
Yeah. I've heard your that is Black Kenny. It was Black Kenny right there. He was the guy that we saw in that video with that judge. Very kind of him to join us today. Donut Dan says that stuff don't matter. He gets bronchitis, probably the same evil judge that Trump had. Okay, I don't know about that. Kenny says, hey, there's nothing black about this guy. I don't know what he's talking about. That was him. Jeremy says he even has the same views as White Kenny on chiropractors. Cole writes, it sounds like Trump doing a Kenny impression. I don't know about that. Amy says, everyone likes to hang up on EZ. Yeah, I've noticed that. It seems like I've seen that seems to be a trend. Linda says Kenny and Black Kenny are soulmates. Now that I believe. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't really bring this whole story up without thinking back to the other amazing one of the most historic events on the show is also in a courtroom, and it's also via Zoom. During that pesky pandemic, remember everybody, this clip where the judge, also in Michigan, of all things, was getting ready to start the proceedings. He had a bunch of defendants in there. I don't know what. I think he kind of like puts them all on the screen like the Brady Bunch theme, like the beginning of the Brady Bunch. Great reference. And then They're all there. Okay, Mr. So-and-so, what do you plead? Mrs. So-and-so, what do you... whatever. All these misdemeanor offenses. Well, the one guy checks in, and you know how it has your name at the bottom, like in your window? Like it said Corey there, where it said Black Kenny. This guy, his name said Buttfucker 3000, which is fucking hilarious. This is proof, too, that this judge has no sense of humor. As the guy logs into court with the name Buttfucker 3000.
Then we'll bring this fool in.
The judge already sees it coming. He says, we'll bring this fool in.
Then we'll bring this fool in. Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah, you. Yes.
Nathaniel Saxon, sir.
Your name's not Buttfucker 3000, you yo-ho.
Okay. At the bottom there, this Caitlin Torzewski, she immediately covers her face. Keep an eye on her. Joseph Christ here, I think he reacts in a particular way. This Alexander Heath, he's already laughing.
Me?
Yeah, you. Yes.
Nathaniel Saxon, sir.
Your name's not Buttfucker 3000, you yo-ho. Logging into my court with that as your screen name.
Then Buttfucker 3000 is like, what?
Why
We'll
would that?
discuss that in a little bit. What kind of idiot logs into court like that? What's your name again?
Nathaniel Saxton, sir, but I don't believe that I typed anything like that in.
Well, that's what it says.
Why,
We'll
I
discuss that
apologize.
in a bit.
That should not
Yeah,
be.
you should. I'll put you in the waiting room. You can sit in limbo for a while and think about what you call yourself online.
Holy shit. Okay. Now, look, if you're this judge, how do you not have the sense to understand right away that this is a goddamn error? And how can you not sense that there is hilarity afoot, and to not acknowledge that, and to stay as a stone-faced fucking serious prick is beyond me. That shows me that this person is humorless, this Judge Middleton. How can you not, even though you're in court, recognize what's happened and give it its due, and that is a hilarious reaction? You fucking idiot.
Mr. Grossnickel, could you take your hat off, please? All right. He
Oh, this guy is such a prick.
missed an earlier date, but he's here now.
Can you take your hat off? Are you kidding me?
All right.
Can you imagine what type of a husband this guy is? Or how much this guy probably berates his significant other.
Hey, good morning, everyone. We've got everybody with a name. You're all here.
Okay, now he brings Buttfucker 3000 back.
Mr. Saxon back in.
Okay, now Nathaniel Saxon comes in. He's now sideways. Okay, he's back.
Your Honor.
Yes?
If I may explain, my sister was the one that set up my Zoom account or whatever. But effer is my iPhone pairing name for my Bluetooth speaker, sir. It's an inside joke. It's not what you think.
It's what I like to do. Buttfuck 3,000 times a day.
I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry.
Well, you should be. All right, we'll come.
What an asshole. You should be. Yeah, you should be.
I'm sorry.
It was a mistake, you fucking dick.
Well, you should be. All right, we'll come back to you in a bit. Let's take care of some of yours, Mr. Barnes. We have Michael Owen.
That is so ridiculous. Very funny. Very, very funny. I love that so much. Gives us a great opportunity to go back to it since Black Kenny started the show out for us. Corey says, Judge, all right, now that's been taken care of. How do you plead on the 6 counts of anal rape you are accused of? Oh, you guys are funny today. Holy shit. Stevie says Judge Sarah would probably laugh. Oh, did you hear Judge Sarah's getting ready to retire? The world famous Judge Sarah Smolinski. I've referenced Judge Smolinski, the Honorable Sarah Smolinski, many, many times on this show. She has been a fixture behind the bench in Grand Rapids, Michigan here. And she's calling it a career. She's just got a little bit of time left, and then she says, that's it, riding off into the sunset. I love Judge Smolinski. I'd like to get her in here, actually, and have a conversation with her about her long, long career behind the bench. Truth and justice in the American way. There was an article about her I saw in the news. Bleeding Heart Brian sent my way. Thank you very much. I think I am going to try to do that. Get the Honorable Judge Smolinski on the show. We can have a little chat. Megan says she's a family friend of... Really? Well, that might be like the fast track to getting her on. I'd like to go visit her and interview her. We could do it either Zoom in, kind of like Black Kenny did, or we could I could go visit her. She's awesome. Corey says judges have not been kind to White Kenny. You know what? You better be careful. If you piss him off, he's in a good mood right now. He's rolling with all these jokes. Nick writes, the last court Zoom I was on, there was a lady nodding out on OxyContin that started snoring. Megan says that, yep, her mom and the Honorable Judge Smolinski are pals. Well, I'll talk to you later. Chris says, who doesn't Megan know, though? Exactly. Ryan says, I support the judge. Show up to court with the name Buttfucker3000 plastered on your profile. You get what you get. Well, wait a second here. Understood. However, it clearly was unintentional. No one intentionally does that. And that judge couldn't grasp that. He was being a fucking ball breaker. I like it when judges are fair. Okay? Stern, but fair. And I don't think he was fair. Kenny writes, hey, Eric, the one who was saying he should have had a sense of humor about it, I was just referring to judges in general. Most are assholes. Yes, in my experience. I could see that. I like it when judges, with the ones that show up that are, like I indicated, stern but fair. Willing to listen. You know who my favorite judge is? Is that old man. He's on TV. I see him show up on viral videos all the time. And then, like, there'll be an old guy there who, he ran a red light. And he gets in front of the judge. And, like, the old man has one of those hats that says USS whatever aircraft carrier. And the judge says, were you... You served Vietnam? Yes, sir, I did. I did 3 tours of duty in Vietnam. Okay. And then, like, has a couple questions about it and says, I'm going to drop the charges. You're free to go. and the guy's like crying. There's always something really nice that happens in it. It's always like, oh my God. Guy gets up there, old man, got a veteran's hat on. He's out, you sodomized 16 kids in 8 states over a 3-day period. But you served. You're free to go. Godspeed. Jeremy K says Judge Caputo is what every judge should be. Is that the person? Judge Caputo? Judge Caputo, greatest hits. Top 10 heartwarming. No, Caprio. It's Judge Caprio. That's the guy's name.
Time
Not
doesn't heal
Caputo.
all wounds. Hard work.
There's like a bunch of audio playing right now. They're always fantastic. All right.
Top 10 Judge Caprio cases.
Well, I was making
Did
a
you ever
right
read
hand.
the- did
I
you
was
ever
making
read-
a right hand turn.
Did you ever read the driver's manual? I mean,
It was so long ago. I don't even know what I had for breakfast.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day.
Come on, get to it.
The most memorable cases that Judge Frank Caprio has ever presided over.
do you feel so bad that you want to help her pay for it?
Not that bad.
Not that bad.
Well, what's going on here? He's got some hot chick next to him.
Number 10, the graduation clause. A young motorist gets caught going through a red light on a traffic camera. Although Judge Caprio quickly takes apart the defendant's excuse that the signal was yellow, he still gets to know the accused.
Looks it was red in the video, so.
But then it turned red on you? It sneaked up on you?
When the judge discovers the defendant is a high school student with college aspirations, he decides to waive the violation
There
on
you go.
one condition.
See?
The student must earn a college degree.
Well, my chief investigator, Inspector Carrigan, out to make sure you graduate from college.
The way that Caprio
You see, basically, if you get in the courtroom with Caprio, you're gonna get away with it. You know, wipe out a family of 5 that are walking down the street because you're drunk. If you make it into Caprio's courtroom, you're gonna be okay. That's what I'm learning here.
We're going to have a family meeting tonight.
Number 9. Honesty is the best policy. In this case, a father was charged with going a blistering 10 miles per hour over the 25 mile per hour speed limit. After asking a few questions, Judge Caprio invites the man's family to the front of the courtroom.
Okay.
Well, I didn't feel like we were, exceeding too much over the limit.
Not too much.
No,
just a little.
Yeah, just a little. I didn't.
No, she.
Now we found the honest one.
He then asks the defendant's son Menelik to say whether his father is innocent or guilty.
Oh, okay,
Menelik
here we
doesn't
go.
hesitate to do the right thing.
Fuck you, Judge. No, I don't talk to the police or the judges.
And gives an honest verdict.
Guilty or not guilty? What do you say?
Guilty.
Guilty.
Of course.
Everyone erupts in laughter as the boy incriminates his father. Fortunately for the defendant, Judge Caprio decides to dismiss the speeding charge. He also ends the case by giving Menelik a shout out for his honesty.
Just be careful down there. And you have a very honest young man as well. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
There you go. See, I love that judge. We need more judges like that. We need more judges like that. Unlike Judge Middleton, this stick in the mud asshole. Corey says, someone calls that kid in Uncle Tom. That's like a racist joke is what that is. Kenny says, I wonder how he would have reacted to Buttfucker 3000, LOL. Chris says we need a judge like that on the Trump case, which the jury is still deliberating. 35 counts of whatever the fuck. You know, for somebody like who is such obviously the biggest name in the world right now, Donald Trump, This case, he could theoretically go to prison for quite a bit of time. It seems like no one really gives a shit. Isn't that weird? It's remarkable. And now, as soon as the verdict is read, it's all in. And I get the vibe that the news cycle is kind of like one eye on it at all times. And then the second that hits, it's going to be all Trump all the time. We're getting ready to start June, July, August, September, October, November. So roughly half a year until the election, which he will win. And I think that he wins by even more than he would. We have no way to tell. If he is convicted, boy, is that a win for him. Chris says he'll never go to prison. Immediate appeal if guilty. Donut Dan says no freaking way. He will be elected way before the appeal takes place on this. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he's innocent, guilty, appeals, doesn't appeal. It does not matter. Now, what I really want to happen, my brain wants Biden to win, even though he's horrible. Because, like I've said before, I'm committed to anyone but Trump. However, what my heart wants is Trump to be convicted, win the election, and then day one, pardon himself. Remember, in his first term, he had all those leather-bound binders, and he would sign those executive orders. We're gonna drill, and we're gonna use our own pipes or something like that. Remember? I want him to get one of those books, the spectacle of it all. Day one, open up the binder and write "fuck you," and just hold it up, and then I'm pardoned. That's it. I have pardoned myself. And Kenny, he says, I'm sick and tired of these old dudes. Yeah, I know. But there, you know what? There's no point in complaining about it. There really is no point in complaining about it. And I know that that's kind of what you do, but you gotta kind of embrace it. You because there's no choice. We don't have any say in this. It's gonna be one of these two fucking idiots. All right. For those of you that are enjoying the show on Facebook, X, and YouTube, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. But it is time to send you on your way. You can head over to my spot on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, or download the Twitch app to get the rest of the show in its entirety. Once you get there, follow me and subscribe to the channel. The audio podcast is available wherever you download shows. This, in fact, the audio from this is the audio podcast. Now, that's all one thing. The other thing that I have on its own platform is my Patreon, which is chock full of its own content. Today is a Big Fraud Thursday. I'll be featuring another episode, in fact, episode number 20, the live stream of Who Are These Free Beers? And then the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast right after that. Starts at about 6:15 Eastern, or otherwise known as Big Fraud Time. Starts with Who Are These Free Beers? Episode number 20. And then the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. Thank you to Jeremy K. He has sent me several clips to review. In fact, I would like to... no, I don't know if I can do it right now. I'll save it for another time. But I've got a number of clips from the show that I want to share with you. Let's see. Jeremy sent me a great free beer self-triggering moment. I might be able to get it. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder about my capability here and what I'm able to access while I'm doing the show. And I'm doing this on the fly. Let's see. Who are these free beers? Episode 20.
Like, whenever you'd fill out those surveys, I always got...
Hold on. You can probably hear that. Okay. I wonder if you can hear this.
I need the job to be different day after day.
Oh, good. You
Which,
can.
thank God. This.
All right. Free beer self-triggering is basically he'll have a discussion and then something that he says will get into his brain and makes him think that it's a insult coming from an audience member who's upset with the show. And then when it's in his brain like that, he responds with this whiny type of voice where it's the same every time. And be if I talk like this. That's he's upset. And that is what we have termed as a free beer self-triggering moment. This is from Jeremy. Another free beer self-triggering moment. Here we go.
Like, whenever you'd fill out those surveys, I always got, I need the job to be different day after day. Which, thank God, this, for the most part, is. I mean, parts of what we do is Groundhog Day, but the show's different every day.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay, so out of left field, you hear this voice because he's getting in a fight in his head. He's saying something that makes him self-conscious, and then outwardly, he addresses it in that voice. He didn't have to do that. And no one sees it coming, so Hodwing starts talking right when Greg's doing the goddamn voice, and it has nothing to do with it. They're actually talking about a particular topic.
Like, whenever you'd fill out those surveys, I always got, I need the job to be different day after day.
Like, what makes your job something that you look forward to, something that you like? I guess that could be what they're talking about there. I'm not even entirely sure about context. But it has nothing to do with what the audience says about him, but he gets it in his fucking brain, and then out comes his self-triggering moment.
Like, whenever you'd fill out those surveys, I always got, I need the job to be different day after day. Which, thank God, this, for the most part, is. I mean, parts of what we do is Groundhog Day, but the show's different every day.
Yeah,
it's the same.
Oh, my God. Tyler says, I want to punch him so fucking hard when he uses that voice. Chris describes it as LOL petulant a-hole voice. Jeremy, who sent me that clip right there, says, I sent you one last night that made my blood boil. I might have missed it. Let me check it. Okay, May 29. Jeremy writes, Freeburn Howings did a segment today about what happens to people when they go into a coma. What they see, hear, feel, etc., etc. A really interesting topic, in my opinion. They had a caller call in, and he wasn't the best at telling the story, but this person had fallen into a coma back in 2020. Imagine falling into a coma pre-lockdown, then waking up during lockdown. Fascinating story, I thought. They had him on the phone for a bit, and then they cut him off mid-story to go to a commercial so that they could hit the ever-so-important trivia replay segment. All caps. They finally talk about something interesting and cut it short to run a replay. Anyway, that made my blood boil, so I figured I'd send it to you. Last week was pretty crazy. I didn't pull that many clips, but like I said, I'm gathering material for some supercuts that I think you'll love or hate. All right. Let's see if I can get this one.
Many, many other injuries, and all of a sudden, everybody's wearing all the PPE that they were wearing at that point, and you can't see your family.
Yeah, you probably
It's terrifying.
probably thought you were on a different planet.
Stein, we got to roll because we're running late getting to trivia, but we appreciate you calling, man, and we're glad you're okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Love you, bud.
Take care, man.
Oh. We have a guy who actually was in a coma who's giving us his account of what happened when he woke up and the world is different. But we got to go to play trivia. Fuck! Kenny says, Eric, you should try and get that same caller on and explore that. That would be interesting. No, what am I going to do? Call Greg and ask him, hey, you got that guy's phone number? All right. Anyway, join me on Patreon for Who Are These Free Beers? That happens tonight at about 6:15 Eastern Time. The live stream of the latest episode number 20. So there you go. Facebook, folks, X, and YouTube, I am saying goodbye to you now. Thanks for being here. But follow the show on Twitch. You get the show in its